I was having issues, not with the academics.
Yeah, I was playing it in the same course for 2 hours, so that kind of takes a lot out of you. But
Yeah, I'm just running nuts. Otherwise,
I love joining you guys for your conversations with each other. Listen here and there, pipe it in. That's great. All right, so I think we're almost met everybody. If you haven't, grab them on the way out. When I haven't talked to you yet, just figure out who you are. All right. Okay, so yes, Komodo was one of the things that you were asked to look at on your own over the weekend and figure out what's going on. So we'll just contribute with what you figured out and what you learned to help everyone play this. Because yes, it's a hand coordination thing that we're working on here, both with Komodo and with Study in D. That's one you guys are like, oh, what is happening there? Alrighty, okay, so Komodo in the key of A major, right? Something we want to take a look at. Alright, so knowing that key is going to help you figure out your finger numbers to kind of know where things are going, right? So actually, since I was just talking to Jeannie about this, can you give us something about how you figured out what finger number to use in your right hand?
the A, it's an A major, and it starts out, right?
Yeah, so we're looking for,
And it starts out, or you put your thumb or your first finger on A.
right, because A for the most part, up until this guy, we're gonna leave that one, that's a outlier, if you will, okay? For the most part of your melody, your A is your lowest note, right? So then you are gonna want to put your thumb on your lowest note. The fact that you're an A major, that's your tonic. Tonic, your first note, your thumb will, and your right hand will always land on the tonic. Your fifth finger in the left hand will land on tonic, right? So then, knowing that, what finger do we start with, Jenny, at the beginning of Komodo?
C.
Yep, it's a C sharp. What finger number
C.
would you put on it?
And the middle one.
Your middle one. In piano, known as the 3. Right? Lovely. And then, where is your highest note, Holly, for Komodo?
It's E.
It's E. And there's our E right there, the second line. So your fifth finger will land on E. Okay. And let's skip ahead to that second ending there, the last 2 bars. So the G sharp that I highlighted, that's an outlier, if you will, right? I'll make this on the sharps. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a little piano finger trick, right? So here's your A major pentascale. Those are the 5 notes you need. And then all of a sudden you need that guy at the very end. Wait a second. My fingers already, I've already used everything. Right? So the fact that you only need just that G sharp, I'm on my thumb. I'm going to bring my second finger over. I'm going to play my 2. So my hand barely rotates. It's not very much. I'm on the A. I'm just going to turn my hand slightly until I get to D sharp and back to the 1. So I can go 1, 2, 1 very easily. Yeah? There's that. Alrighty. Let's play through that right hand. Okay? And you're going to hear me play the left hand with you, so we have some harmony happening. What's that? Alright. Let's unplug so I can hear where everybody is. Alrighty. So placing your thumb on the A, your tonic. Yes. Alrighty, just go ahead and have your hand on it, ready to go. Okay. We'll count off 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, step down, step up. Step down. Go and do the repeat. everybody?
With motion.
With motion. Let's put a little bit of motion into that. So pick up our tempo. Your fingers are gonna move. Thank you, Kat. All right. 1, 2. Oh, let's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ready, play. Take a second, Andy. Crossover. Yeah, let's just do those last 2 measures. See your left hand's on your middle finger, right hand's on your thumb. 1, 2, ready, play. One more time. Oh, so last 2 measures.
Oh.
1, 2, ready, play. I hear somebody playing a C sharp. So your right hand is just A, G sharp. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, ready, play. There it is. Okay. Alright. The challenge of getting your hand independent is a lot of times our hands, no problem, we can move together to the right, we can move together to the left. It's when they go contrary motion, our eyes kind of go cross-eyed because we're looking at a lot happening in the music, right? So what is this? So we have contrary, we have parallel. There's something also called oblique. Very good. Pick one, if you know what it is. Tell us what it is.
Contrary motion is when the 2 hands move in opposite directions.
There we go. C, E. Here we go. Geez, that's with terrible harmonies, wasn't it? Alright, yeah, so literally your hands are just going away from one another, which happens in komoto quite a bit. Alright. Jeannie, parallel.
Counting up 6 steps, 5 steps, counting up.
Just counting up in general, or down, right?
Pick one.
Exactly, it doesn't matter. You can either go up together or go down together. Doesn't matter, absolutely. Right, so that would be parallel motion.
Both does that.
Yes, same direction. Not necessarily the same note, right? That one example I wrote is the same note, but this would also be parallel direction.
So shadow and opposite.
Yep, away from one another at the same time. Don't play those notes. I'm writing terrible harmonies. I'm just drawing random old notes. All right, and then we have something called oblique. Right? Anyone know what oblique is? Awesome.
When one voice stays the same pitch and the other moves.
We also like that. Right. So then your left hand here stays the same, or if it was C's throughout. That's also quite nice, oblique, right? I think parallel is the easiest. Oblique is not bad, because at least we know one hand is the same. It's a contrary motion that we're going to make sure our hands are going away from one another. All right? So komoto has a lot of oblique and really mainly, contrary. A lot of contrary motion. All right? And so we're going to take this one at a time, figuring out where it's going. All right? With that fingering number idea, what's the lowest note you need in the bass clef? Anybody? A. There you go. So it's your starting note. That happens to be your starting note. So put your 5th finger on the lowest note. And then get your 3rd finger ready on this C sharp. So your hand is in A major position. Okay. Here we go. So let's see how I do this. Well, I don't want to look like I'm drawing decrescendos. But here we're going to be, right here we're coming in, right? And then here we're going out. Coming in, going out. All right, let's try that first line right there, all the way up to the highest note, which is downbeat of bar 6. All right, here we go. Let's do 1, 2, ready, play. Go in. Ooh, so that happens. 1, 2, ready, play. Go in, go in, go out, out, in, out, parallel. Yeah, there it is, sorry, I went ahead. Right, so all of a sudden, you guys are reading that just fine, nice. These two parallel, all the way up to over there. And then it starts going contrary motion again. Yeah, okay. Let's, I'm gonna come watch. Let's play through the whole thing. Let's take the second ending. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, ready, play. Go in. Out. In. Go out. Out. Parallel. Up. Go down. Crossover. Out. Ooh, what's the last one on the right hand? It's an A, yes. There it is. Right? So one thing you can do if you're working on it, you can literally tell yourself, am I going in, or I'm going out, am I going up, or I'm going down. Just tell your fingers where they need to go. It's a very effective way to make sure your brain connects with your fingers. Alright? Alright. Here we go. This steady and deep. How many of you guys were able to access the MP3 on your website? So you could hear Helly working with you a little bit. So it is up there, right? So anything that that we assign for the following class to get you started, so you're not just staring at it going, well, I don't know what I'm doing. There's a lot happening. The MP3 will walk you through it. Okay. So the spots that I've highlighted are places we need to write in our finger numbers. It really helps to write in finger numbers in whatever instrument you're playing. It's a very tactile thing that we do. And so once we write it in, then it's easy also if we get lost. We see a finger number, we see the note, boom, we can get right back on. So cues for where it is. She does give you starting points. We have a 5 and a 1. Okay. So go ahead and you can plug in, actually just turn your volumes down.
How you do that?
There's a volume button on the left. If you hold it down, it's just going to move real fast.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so you can play around with it. We just won't hear you. Taking a look at the starting finger numbers, see if you can fill in the finger numbers for those yellow dots. So give yourself cues for where everything is. Right. Your other right hand. Oh my God, your other right hand is we got this. Very lovely. Let's check to see what we have here. Okay, so Kat, what do you have for the yellow dot in the right hand?
I have 2.
2. How come?
I just counted 5 down when I got
Yeah, because essentially we're in a D, so studying D, we're in D major. It's not the most exciting title, right? So yes, in D position, our second finger lands on an E. Perfect. And Deidre, what do you have for the left hand right at that spot?
I have 2 there.
2 as well? Oh, so that's a great place for, oh, If I get lost, at least I know the same fingers. 2-2. We got it. Great. Let's move down. Austin, what do you have for the right hand of bar 7?
I have 3 on measure.
Yeah. Because we're D position. Veronica, what do you have for the left hand there?
I had 2.
No. I would put a 1 on it because that is the highest note that you need. That's also where you started at the beginning, 1 on A. You keep it right there, then we prefer that. Good try. Let's go. Line 3. Fern, what do you have for the right-handed measure 13?
2 on E.
2 on E. Perfect. And Kevin, what would you put in the left hand there?
2.
And the last one, we have a 3 on an F sharp. Okay. And Bill, what would you have in the left hand there?
1.
Yeah. Right. Because in your D major, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's perfect. All right. We're going to play those last 4 measures because it's got some things going contrary motion, some moving together. All right. So we're going to start where those 2-2 are. Here, play my hands together. Have your second fingers at the same time. I'm going to turn your volumes up so I can hear you. Yep, your piano works, Austin. Alrighty, everyone play your right hand note. Make sure it's an E, play it again. Nice. Left hand, play your second finger. It's a G, excellent. Here we go. So notice it's a 2, and you're gonna go out, out, in, up. Alright, let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Out, out, in, up. And then the last 2 measures, your hands are separate. Right? Let's try it again because I know that sounded like there's a lot going on. We can make it sound like one piano, I promise. Get your second finger ready. G and E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Ooh, let's make sure we start on the right note. There it is. 1, 2, ready, play. Out, out, in, up. Go ahead and put in your headphones. Play it once with me so you can hear. When all said in the wrong note, you'll hear it right away and I'll just go, oh, that's what I watch that. Okay, so you'll hear it very clearly. Get your second fingers ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, in, up, down, down. Time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Better? Unplugged. Let's hear that again. Your second finger's ready. You start there. Yeah. Oh, that's very Yeah, there it is. Alrighty, good. Go ahead and just put your hands on it. No sound. Checking your sitting positions as well, so it doesn't tell. Nice. the music, tell yourself what you see in order, and rather than just like, oh, that's a whole lot of notes, I'm not quite sure what's happening. You break it down. That's how we do it. All right. So make sure you have these finger numbers written in. Zoom out of that so we have all that in there. Finger numbers help. Finger numbers save lives. It's certainly saved my life, my butt several times. Having that on there. Okay, let's go to Tap It Out. It's on 26. I'm gonna have everybody tap part 4 so that we know exactly when we have those rests. Not only are you going to tap, well, actually we'll just clap. Clap part 4. You're going to clap it with dynamics. Why not? Alright. Since you don't have to worry about what notes to play, you can make the tapping, the percussion of it musical. It's a lively tempo. It's what Lynn Freeman Olson asks for. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not very piano. Let's try it again. Yeah, so real quiet, right? Because we have a P that's written in part 4. Nice and soft. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, getting those rests in there. No, exactly. I clapped a little too hard on the forte. My hands are stinging. Got a little too excited there. Alrighty. Okay, so we're gonna do a little ensembles. Alright, so let's see. 1, 2. How many parts do we have? We have 4 parts, huh?
We have 10.
Alright, let's
Uh-oh.
Alright, so let's have you 3 in part 1. You 3 will be in part 2. Part 3 with Kat, and Holly will be part 4. Thank you. Alright, so actually, get up from your pianos and situate yourselves so we have 4 clumps, so it's easier for us to hear where the parts are coming from. Hey, 4 can
It'll help actually reading the right lines. I was reading for some reason.
yes, better before.
That'll do it. Sure.
Okay, now we got to part 2. What part are you guys? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So
You're just clapping
It's like
part 4,
crazy.
right? But at least they clap with you, so you know whether they're your teammates. You're only in part 4. So also that the sound is going to pass around the classroom. This is the extent of my conducting skills. Literally about it. Lively. 1, 2. Oh wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, go. you go.
Closer.
I do not know how conductors do it. I can't keep track of who's who, and I guess if you're holding an instrument, it makes it a little bit easier, but they're also looking at how many staves. I remember in my master's, we were looking at symphonic scores. I don't know what I'm looking at, there's too much to look at.
Oh, now you know how I feel.
What am I looking at? No, absolutely. There it is. A humbling act for sure. All right. Any issues tracking your line with the rhythm?
It's fun to try and pay attention when like, it all like, all the clapping sounds really similar.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
it's
wait,
fun.
was that, whose part was that? And wait, where are we? Right, so keeping that internal, where's 1, 2, 3,
Right.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's secret to success, or just keeping your rhythm ensemble together. Alrighty. Okay, go ahead and scatter back to your pianos.
I got A, D,
Andrew, what interval is this?
Perfect octave.
Reagan, what octave is this? It's an octave!
It's an octave.
It's an octave. Alrighty. Bill, what is this?
Fourth.
It is a fourth, right? So what we're looking at here, so we know we have the A. Thank you, second. I find the A, right? But then you count the A, and then that A's on the space. You count the line above it, the space above it, and then you land at your other notes. You count the both notes that you're playing for the interval. So yes, that was a fourth. Right. Holly, what is this?
Oh, it's a, it is a minor second.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are giving me some qualities. That's awesome. You have it in there? Awesome. Kat.
That's a 4.
Austin.
Mine's third.
Veronica.
4.
Fern.
looks like a 7.
That's far. Jeannie.
8.
Oh. I knew that was gonna happen when I met you guys. Kevin.
The X.
Second.
Deidre.
So 3rd.
Andrew again.
Fourth.
Jenny.
So good.
Yeah. There you go. Let me switch this to a treble clef. Straighten out. Jenny. This one. 4th. Andrew.
Fifth.
Kevin.
Second.
Yep, notice that doesn't matter what clef I am in because we're just counting intervals right now. Deidre.
3rd.
Fern.
5th.
Jeannie.
5th.
Reagan.
Perfect octave.
Bill.
Fourth.
Kat.
An octave.
Holly. Austin.
Fourth.
And Veronica.
4th.
Okay. So you guys turn to page 6.
Going back.
Going back, page 6. And the photocopies, I don't remember if I didn't give you page 6. Let me show you what it is.
No, this thing.
For those of you that don't have this, I will send this to you. All right, so this item on 6, what we're looking at here, right? So not only are you going to name the intervals just like we did, you're actually going to go and play them, right? So at home, you'll have a chance to practice getting to those intervals, and also grabbing the accidentals while you're at them, okay? Right, so that you are able to So on the website, there's a sound file that will keep you on track, or if you just want to count out loud to yourself and make sure you can, on this one, oh, that's a third, so it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, find your next one, 2, 3, 4, find your next one. Right, so you can challenge yourself to stay on beat and breathe as fast as you can to grab those intervals. Okay? Yes, as musicians, we want to be able to recognize what the notes are, but what actually, I don't know if you guys all, I remember the first time a teacher asked me, how do you read music? Why are you asking me that? I just do. But then when you really think about when you're playing your own instrument, you don't think, oh, that's a G, that's an A. You don't always think of the letters, because you don't have time for that. The music has already gone by when you're still going, oh, that's a B, that's a C. Right? But we get our starting note, and then we see those intervallic distances, and that's really what helps us become faster readers. We see that, so the relationship between one note and another, right? And so that actually comes in handy because in here we're sight reading a lot, and actually what we're going to lead into is going to transpose. So when we're transposing something, it's all about seeing the relationships. You're not thinking one at a time because then you will drown. You will not be able to transpose if you're trying to think, okay, this is what I see, but what do I need it to be? This is what I see, what do I need that to be? You'll never be able to transpose, right? You won't make it through. Okay, so let's take a look at page 25. This is where our first attempt at transposition. Item A. These examples are purposely put in really challenging keys. Well, that's because you don't have to play it in that key. You're going to transpose it into a simpler key that's easier to play on the keyboard. So it's a hard task, but essentially makes it easier to play. We don't have to deal with all those flats. Okay? Alrighty, so first rule, do not play what's written. Don't even attempt it, because then all of a sudden your ear is going to remember what that sounds like, and you're going to gravitate towards that sound when you're transposing. So you're just looking at the relationships, not the actual key that's written. Okay? So then we got to, right, she lists the first item in the bullet list, do not play in the written key. For oral people, it's going to mess you up when you're transposing. All right, so what we do need to know is determine your melodic range, what's your lowest note, what's your highest note. Okay? So right now, so yes, you are going to think in D flat major. You don't need to play it. But what is the lowest note in your right hand, Deidre? D flat, yes. Okay. And what is the highest note you need? A flat. A flat, yes. So D flat to an A flat. I'm not really worried about the flat signs. All right. So this is actually where scale degrees come in handy when you're transposing, knowing what scale degree that melody is from. All right, so scale degrees would be, well, first of all, let's get my full scale on here. Literally, we give a number to each pitch, right? So your first one is going to be first scale degree, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. I'm not quite sure why we put little hats on top of them.
It's just a way to show that it's like the scale degree and not necessarily like.
Not the finger numbers,
Yeah.
not the counting.
Yeah.
You're right. Hilly, when I first started learning with her, she was telling me a story about when she was teaching a group of adults, and they were working on counting and they were working on finger numbers, and all of a sudden she said one of her adults, and he says, Hilly, just too many numbers, too many numbers. Which is kind of great, because yes, we do have a lot of numbers. We can't use, even though we say scale degree, we can't use decimal, because that means something else in our language. Right? It's a diminished coordinate. Yeah, diminished one. We don't come across that very often. Yeah, okay. So then we are transposing this to G major. Right, so now your scale degrees apply to those notes. Alright, So which scale degree do we actually start the melody on?
Five.
We start on the 5th scale degree, so that means 3, 4, 5. That's going to be the starting note for your transposition. That happens to be the highest note right now because again we're still working with 5-note range. So go ahead and put your 5th finger. I say finger, and too many numbers. Finger 5. And therefore, finger 1's going to go on the G. Okay. From the first note to the second note.
That's it.
Don't transpose it. First note to the second note is what interval, Deidre? It's a 5th. Yep. Again, you're saying you're not looking at the notes, but you see that it's a 5th. You know that you start with the 5th scale degree and you're going to go down a 5th. And your hand's already there. Okay. So yes, let's talk through the intervals. I'm going to play it. Okay, so we start on the 5th scale degree. We go down a 5th, and then where do we go? Up a step. Up a step.
And then
Down a step. Now what?
Up a fourth.
Up a 4th. Down a 4th. Good to know. Up a step. Up a step. Down a step. Down a step. Oh, down a 3rd. Thank you. Down a 3rd. Up a step. Same. Down a step. Yeah, so I think it's that 4th, going up a 4th, coming down a 4th. That's when the brain's going to want to hang on to that. Okay? What do you notice about the left hand and the right hand? What's that relationship?
Exact same.
Yes, we love it. Parallel. Woohoo! Alrighty, here we go. So notice that we're transposing up to the key of G major. So you're going to be So make sure you're using starting on treble G. And that means your left hand will be down here. Hands are 2 octaves apart. So when you're looking at your score, all the things that we just talked our intervals through, if there's anything that's big, you can always jot those down. Say, hey, that's a 4th. I want to watch out for that coming down. All right. Let's go put on our headphones so we can hear more accurately. You do want to watch out for the dotted quarter of 8th note rhythm there. Know that it happens quite a bit. So we're starting with our 5th scale degree. That'd be our D. You're thinking intervals. And steps and skips. Yeah, let's try. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Up a 4th. Step down. Skip down. Oh, of course, we'll go again. Like that. Right, that ending though, for musicians, make sure you taper the ends. It's not a nice crescendo. There you go. Here's your 5th scale degree. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Back to the D. Skip down. Reading intervals. Okay. Questions on that? Anything that you particularly? Okay. Let's do one. Okay. We're going to give you a second with item B. So you're going to transpose down to the key of C major. See if you can work through those details in your head, and then we'll pick on some people to put the class together. a lot to look at, right? 'Cause
Looking at it, seeing your
we're trained to play with on the page, and yet we're having these tapes where we understand about music reading and apply it in a different way. It challenges the read, and it makes us better readers, for sure. I still struggle with transposition. It's hard. All right, but you know, learning is uncomfortable, and you just miss it, and you become better musicians for it. Okay, so notice that yes, you do start with a. Get to our flat signs here. You do start with a G flat. You are in the key of G flat, so that means your G flat is your first scale degree. So you want to take that down to C major. You start on C because that is your first scale degree. Do any big leaps in here? Not really.
Not big, but there is this, it's a 3 to 5.
3 to 5, what are those?
In this case, it'd be a B flat to a D flat. So it's just, you'd expect it to go step by step, but it does step, skip down.
Yes.
That's
In
measure
three,
2,
right?
sorry.
Mhm.
And a measure 3 too.
In measure 3, where you
Yeah.
have a fifth interval in there,
And
what
the
did you
18th.
catch? Okay. Your left hand is 2 octaves below your right hand. There's a C that's off of the visualizer. It would be awesome to have an 88 key visualizer. But my right hand's on middle C. A lot of stepwise motion. So your eyes really can follow just a treble clef or just a bass clef, if that's your stronger suit, because your other hand sits on the double it in a parallel direction. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Lots of skips in that one. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If there's a particular spot that's tripping you up when you're marketing the music, so you know that you want to do that. That's the skips. That fit interval. Any questions on composition? All right, go ahead and come out of your headphones. All right, that's enough reading. We're gonna do some, you're just listening and playing some random notes on the black keys, and it will all sound good because everyone's gonna be playing on the black keys. It works really well. All right, so unplug so I can hear you.
I'll never forget Freddie and the Woodblock.
All right. So what we have here, so by playing all the black keys, you're gonna do the group of 3 black keys on the bottom, and then a group of 2 black keys. So we have a pentatonic 5-finger position. Yep, doesn't matter which one you do as long as it's group of 3, group of 2. Amend that. You're going to use your right hand. So you want to be somewhere in the treble clef area. So as long as you're above middle C, that'll sound good. Because I'll keep the left hand going. Okay. Your fan positions were good. It just sounds very oriental. Doesn't matter what you play, it sounds good. Right? The bass, the left hand I'm gonna play sounds like this. Which all of a sudden now it sounds a little not quite Zoasian anymore. We're talking Native American now. Just keeping that pulse going. Right? So that's just me. Right? I'll play that for you. I'm gonna improvise, right? I have my hands on the five black keys. I'm gonna play 2 measures of some kind of rhythm. Doesn't matter what it is, you're just listening. And then you're gonna play, I'm gonna call on somebody, and you will play back 2 measures of whatever it is that you want, using your hands stuck in position. So let me show you. So it would be, I'm gonna start off with 2 measures. I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, my turn. I'll say Reagan. Get ready. 3. Yep, play whatever you want. Your hands in position. Musicians, we like music. We like things that are written, even if it challenges us. Toss it in, we take away the music and. But we're gonna try it out. Again, you cannot play a wrong note. You cannot play a wrong rhythm. There's nothing written. Okay. But yes, I'm playing 2 measures. I'm doing quarter note, quarter rest. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there'll be 2 measures in between everybody. Between me and between you. Okay. That also gives you a chance to randomly call on people, so you never know when you're up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, my turn. Let's do Holly. My turn. Let's do Bill. slappies. Questions in it? That's most likely, for most of us, the first time improvising, right? Playing something that's not right on the music, and it's fine, we survived.
That was fun. That was
I mean, I'm classically trained. You put music in front of me, I'm great. You want me to do what? I got nothing for you. So I actually, in this book, there's been several improv exercises that gets us out of our music. It puts me in my uncomfortable zone for sure, right? But that's actually how I've gotten myself to do some more of it and say, okay, it's okay that I don't have the music in front of me. Everything will be fine. Yeah? Okay. Couple things for next Thursday. The staff that I just gave you. I'm having you try and confuse a little bit. Alright? So you're going to do 2 musical examples, 4 bars each. So actually, we just take some notes on your staff paper so you remember what the task is. So 2 examples, 4 bars. And they're actually going to be examples like the ones on page 21. Don't choose challenging keys. Keep it nice and simple. You are using just 5-finger position, so pentascale. Okay. It's on page 21 underneath Komoto. Those are examples of what you'll be creating. Your 2 hands are going to be 2 octaves apart. They're moving in parallel motion. Okay. So you choose your time signature. You choose your dynamics. And then also you'll choose your musical descriptor. Okay, so on page 21 we have a Weigand, I'm guessing. We have a Riesentito. There's in the back of your book, if you have your book already, there's a bunch of music terms. We can also use music terms you already know of. Allegro, largo, presto, if you want us to play it that fast. Okay. So just 2 examples, and that'll actually be due next Tuesday, so you have some time to work with it.
How many bars?
4 bars each. 4 bars. Yeah. Right. Don't make it too hard. We want to be able to play it. Right? Again, that's just make it so that we'll share those examples around so everyone has more things to sight read. Alright. We do, on Thursday, we are going to get into chapter 3. For those of you guys that don't have it yet, I will email it over to you so you have it. Just a couple extra pages. And that's it. Well done. Well done, you guys. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. Always appreciate your efforts. I know it's not easy.